right, hello and welcome to a new episode of Cinetroverts, the show where the introverts unite individually from home. I'm your host, Mondo, and with me is...
Tabitha.
Hello. We missed you guys. We missed you last week.
Yeah, where were you guys?
Yeah, we waited here at home by ourselves.
We were. We waited so long.
Yeah. No, just guys, due to life, man, things have been so busy on our end. Work, I know you've been busy, and myself.
You've been really busy.
Yeah, my job has to do with the weather we've had over here in the Midwest. It's been pouring rain the last week, and when it rains, our office phones start, ringing. And I recently got a promotion not long ago, so I had to do a lot of overtime, well over 50 hours this week. So, and there are people that did more than that, so I shouldn't really complain too much. But this last week was really, really, really insane. Week before that was just almost as insane. So, just life. Sorry, guys. It was a bummer. I feel like I was missing something. It's like I didn't do something this week.
Something's not right here.
We're just like, oh, let's try to record, and there was just so much going on. And it's like, well, I think we just have to miss this week, unfortunately. Yeah. So, we're sorry. Hope we didn't lose any of you five. I know we, missed the show, and we were actually talking. We were trying to come up with a backup plan to actually backlog a few episodes, like record some bonus episodes, and just kind of save them for when things come up. It's like, oh, well, we can do that one, and unfortunately, it wouldn't be as, wouldn't have a weekly update list because we have no idea when, a weekly list of releases because we wouldn't know when we'd, air them. So, but, we're talking about maybe doing something like that in the future because we do have our baby boy coming soon, and I know we were going to be really busy / exhausted, so might not be able to do this as much, but we're here for you. We love you. Well, that might be too soon. It's the first date, but yeah. Anyway, how was your week, Tabby?
It was okay. It was not as crazy as yours.
Yeah.
The usual. I worked.
Yeah.
And,
And apparently binge watched an entire season of a show?
Yeah, I've been doing that over the last 3 weeks, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've been watching one episode in the morning before work, and I'm finally done, thank God.
So what were you watching? Tell us about your viewing pleasures.
This, I believe, aired on the, should have been the 2008 fall schedule.
Uh-huh.
The CBS vampire show called Moonlight, that if I remember correctly was killed by the writer's strike. Mm-hmm. It wasn't able to come back from that. Mm-hmm. And was canceled after 16 episodes. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And, okay, so who's in the show? I mean, I remember Logan from
Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars,
yeah, he's sort of superfluous. Like, he gets a couple of moments where he gets to do something substantial, but especially in the early episodes, he would, pop up for a scene and then go away, and it was like, hey, thanks for your input, I guess.
I gotta go back to Neptune and hang out with Veronica.
He's like the main vampire buddy. Mm-hmm. Sophia Myles, who was a thing for a couple of minutes in the mid-2000s, from what I recall, she was the female lead.
Gotcha.
And Alex O'Loughlin was the star, who he had, you might know him from Hawaii Five-0 fame, because he had
Is he the guy?
He's Steve. Yeah, he plays...
The main guy?
Yeah, the main guy.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
That looked familiar.
Yeah,
couldn't tell.
That's where he's from.
Oh.
Because he had I think he had some sort of deal with CBS, so he was in 3 shows, including Hawaii Five-0 for them, and the other 2 tanked, including Moonlight. Although Moonlight, I think, was doing good. Like I said, it was the writer's strike. And then finally, on the 3rd try, he got Hawaii Five-0, which has worked out pretty well for him, I would say.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a really popular show. I don't really watch Hawaii Five-0. I remember, calm down, boy. Sorry, our dog is, I don't know, for some reason, we've been out and about all day, and he's really excited all of a sudden. No, I remember, seeing previews for Moonlight.
Uh-huh.
On TV, kind of. So, I mean, the show looked familiar to me, but I never watched it.
It turned out better than I thought it would. Mm-hmm. It started out really bad.
Yeah.
So this is 2008. Again, if I'm remembering this correctly.
I mean, truthfully, just looking at the box art, it didn't look that good.
He's a private detective. He's a vampire.
He's a vampire private
and
detective.
it's a love story between him and this Of course, she's a reporter because reporter is writer's shorthand for strong female character.
Never thought about it that way.
It most certainly is.
Wow.
If you think about it. A lot of these tough female characters,
April
they're
O'Neil.
reporters. Dang it, they are go-getters.
April O'Neil.
That's one.
That's one.
Amy from the A-Team, she's one.
Yeah.
I know there are plenty of other examples, but yeah.
Veronica Mars, private detective.
Yeah.
Not a reporter.
Anyway.
Oh, wait. Veronica Mars wrote for the school paper, didn't she?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
A long time ago, we used to be friends, but I haven't thought of you lately. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Okay.
So sorry.
Anyway,
Veronica Mars theme song.
So it starts out really bad. It's 2008, but they're playing My Immortal at the end of the episode. I'm like, you're already like 4 years too late to be playing that song.
Wake me up. Wake me
That's
up.
the wrong song.
Wait,
That's Bring Me to Life.
Oh, shit. Well,
My Immortal is When You Cried, I'd... You know, that...
Do it again.
No.
That was awesome. I like how you brought it, man.
Did
like
I?
You committed.
Oh, thank you.
I love you. You committed, man. That was awesome.
But I'm like, I feel like you're already about 4 years too late to be playing this song and expecting anyone to take it seriously.
Remember they played it in Daredevil? They
Yeah.
played both. They played My Immortal and
Bring Me to Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Daredevil was in like 2004, right? So they're allowed to do that, even though that's a stupid movie.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, after the first few episodes, it did get better. I don't generally like shows that are centered around love stories, so I don't think I would have continued to watch it if it had been like a long-running series.
Right.
But it had some good ideas behind it. It had some really good episodes, and the characters were pretty good. I enjoyed them overall. There were there were definitely loose ends when the show was abruptly canceled after episode 16. Like, there's a whole thing with his vampire ex who's got like a human cure, but then she was taken away.
Yeah.
And he apparently didn't really care because he never followed up on that. But it didn't feel like... It wasn't like a cliffhanger ending, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it was satisfying enough the way it ended. I will say, though, she had a boyfriend, right? Because of course she did. We got to throw some obstacles in there. And I liked that he wasn't like a bad guy. He was a really good guy. He was a DA. Well, he got killed off in episode 11.
Yeah.
She barely cares about this. Like, she's all upset, for like an episode or two. But as soon as he's buried, she's basically like, so we can get together now, right? I'm like, that's cold.
Wow.
I mean, jeez. Because he was apparently going to propose to her, and she's like, well, I realized I couldn't have said yes. He's like, is there someone else? She's like, there has been for a while. I'm like, wow, that's harsh. That is harsh. He was just murdered right in front of you, and you're like, well, what else? I get to be with my vampire now,
sorry,
right?
not sorry.
Apparently, I'm like, geez.
Lestat, take me away.
I'm like, that poor guy.
You cried.
Right.
Your tears.
So that was that show.
Wow. Well, I mean, you know what I hate? I hate when there's like shows that are really good and like get canceled or whatever, and they end on a cliffhanger, and that's it. You never get a follow-up. You never get a movie. You never get anything. It just ends, and that's it.
It happens, unfortunately.
One I can think of, like, straight off the bat is a show called Alcatraz.
Oh, you were telling me about this show.
Okay, so Alcatraz was cool. J.J. Abrams produced it, I believe. It was on Fox. It ran barely a season, and it just ended. And that was it. Didn't get renewed. It was about Alcatraz, a true story about how the prison shut down, was that one night, all the prisoners just disappeared. They vanished. The night shift got there, the guards, everybody just vanished. So they forged all the documents saying all the prisoners were transferred off the island, and they shut down Alcatraz. Then now, modern day, and this was like 2000, I don't forget, 13, 14, something like that.
Oh, I thought it was older than that.
No, it's like, it might be. I mean, I know it was like thousands. I know that. It was like definitely around 2010, sometime around there.
Okay.
But anyway, modern prisoners from Alcatraz started individually, one by one, showing up in modern time, San Francisco.
Oh.
And they start committing the same crimes they did back then.
That's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And then it's a cop is recruited by, I forget her name. I met her. She's really sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name. Because I didn't think I was going to talk about this right now. But she is a cop who's like chases one of them and gets caught up in her homicide investigation. And there's a task force led by Sam Neill for the FBI running the Alcatraz type thing where they're catching all these guys and, you know. So she joins the task force with George Garcia, the big guy from Survivor.
You mean Lost?
Lost.
Hurley.
Hurley from
Right,
Lost, yeah. Yeah, he plays like he owns a comic book store and he's like an Alcatraz historian.
Oh, okay.
So he's like a super geek and he joins the task force too. And every episode they're hunting down a criminal from Alcatraz.
That's a cool.
So they had a few seasons out of that. It was pretty cool. It's like a Killer of the Week episode. But yeah, it ends cliffhanger and ends with her getting shot and flatlining on a hospital table.
Uh-oh.
In an ER. And that's it. It's like you don't know what happens. You're like, what the fuck? And then because they apparently have a way of bringing people back to life, so you figured that was going to happen. But yeah, you don't know what happens. It just kind of ends. That's
a shame that didn't do better because that's a cool premise.
I met her after the show had gotten canceled. I want to say her name is Sarah Jones. I could be wrong. And I'm like, dude, I loved Alcatraz. She's like, thank you so much. I'm like, it really fucking sucks. It got, it ended. And she's like, yeah, it is a bummer. I'm like, it needed more Sam Neill, man. I could have brought it back. She's like, yeah, more Neill. We needed more Neill. But she was really cool, and But yeah, anyway, what else have you watched recently? Anything new? Anything crazy? Anything awesome?
I'm blanking. There was something.
Can you stop licking my ear?
Oh,
not
Moana.
Not you, the dog.
No, I can't stop licking your ear.
The dog's like all up in my ear right now. Our dog has an ear fetish. I don't get it.
He does.
He's literally in my ear as we speak.
I finally saw Moana.
Down, boy, down. Okay, sorry. You saw Moana?
Yes.
That's right. And you like it?
I did like it. It was
I want to
good.
see it. I want to see it.
It's oh god, the animation is beautiful. It's so good. It's really breathtaking. It would have been worth seeing on the big screen just to look at the animation. Really, really pretty. The music was great. The story was great. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun time.
That's cool. I do want to watch that still. I do like Disney movies, so I'd like to check that out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about all I watched.
Much, probably my usual fare of stuff like, was it I want to say Riverdale? Was that what it's called?
Riverdale, yeah.
Riverdale, yeah.
That's I'm actually a couple episodes behind.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta catch it.
One episode left and then that's the finale. So
yeah,
finale. It is coming back. So
yeah, Designated Survivor probably has 1 or 2 episodes left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my weekly fares, the Kiefer Sutherland ABC drama. I'm kind of mind blown because spoiler alert, don't know if any of you watch it. They just killed off a major character out of nowhere. No one is officially safe on that show. I did not think this guy was going to die. I was like, and it happened. There was no warning. It just happened. I'm like, whoa. And I literally said, holy shit. Like, you were asleep. I was in the living room watching it. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it was just, I did not expect it to happen. Mm-hmm. He got shot, like, point blank. Like, he got surprised, and I know. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty crazy. So, and I don't know how that one's going to end, and it better get renewed for season 2. It did get renewed for season 2.
Oh, good.
So I can rest about that. So no matter, because
I can relax now.
I think there's 1 more episode for the season, or 2 more at the most. I'm like, man, I don't know how this is going to end, but it better get renewed. It did. I watched. Been so busy. I haven't really had time to watch much, but I did watch a movie last week that I meant to talk about then. I'm going to talk about it right now. On Netflix, it was I think it was a Sundance movie, actually. It was a movie called The Invitation.
Yeah, you were telling me about this. I want to watch it.
That is so good. It is a very, very slow burn thriller. Very well made. Basically, it came out in 2015, or it was made in 2015. And it's about this guy that's invited to a dinner party with his ex-wife and her new boyfriend. Kind of weird.
I was gonna say, as you know, you're
in their old house he used to live in. Kind of strange.
Yeah.
But anyway, they go to a dinner party and a bunch of old friends get together. They hadn't spoken in years, and there's a backstory. The reason these two split was because they had their child died at a birthday party. It was an accident.
Happy birthday, jeez.
Yeah, I guess the kids were playing with the bat. I guess he got hit in the head. I don't know, something happens.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a total accident. But, they just had hard times, grieving, and then they just split. Mm-hmm. So really sad. Anyway, they come back together, at this dinner party with a bunch of old friends, and the couple throwing the party have apparently disappeared for a while. Apparently joined a cult or something, and they're like, "Oh, it's like it's not like that. It's different. It's like, believing in like what life is and accepting death and letting go." It's really weird, and it's a very very slow burn thriller. I do not want to give anything away more than I have already. It's really good. It's on Netflix right now. Definitely watch it. I just was blown away by it. I thought it was really good. And the best thing about it, it was directed by a woman.
That's
which
right.
I think is really awesome. Women directors don't get enough love.
No, they don't.
The woman that directed it is Karen Kusama. She She did a breakout movie, Michelle Rodriguez's breakout performance, Girl Fight, Sundance Darling, about a girl that wants to be a boxer. That was pretty much like her first big movie. She did Jennifer's Body, which was okay. I don't know. You don't know what's wrong with that. What went wrong with that one? It was well directed, but it just, I don't know. Something with the story and the editing, I don't know. It feels like the studio maybe got in their hands in it.
Maybe,
I don't know. You don't know. But then she did that really funky science fiction movie, Aeon Flux. Suddenly, she hasn't made anything since Aeon Flux, and then suddenly she comes out with this indie movie, and it's good. It made all these top 10 lists from, I think, Sundance, and it was just good. And man, it was. I'm not trying to blow it up and suck it off or anything, but it's just a really good movie. Really surprising. That was really good. I saw another movie last night. It's kind of trippy. The Den. No, it's on. It's also on Netflix. It's about a girl. I don't know. The premise is, you've heard it before. It's a found footage type thing. It's all webcams. This girl's doing a social experiment for a university. She gets a grant to study chatting habits, video chatting on this site called The Den. It's all video chatting with random people. You can have friends list, IM, instant message, all that stuff. And someone starts stalking her, hacking into her computer, watching her from her webcam, getting into her life. And it's got some creepy moments in it. Pretty tense stuff, but I mean, it's nothing to go crazy over. Worth a watch if you're into that kind of stuff. It's on Netflix. The Den. So, interesting movie. But that's all I really watched apart from my usual TV fare. Like, Gotham just came back. 2 episodes in, the Riddler's officially the Riddler at this point. Pretty awesome. Cool stuff. Gotham, Designated Survivor, Better Call Saul. That's my stuff I'm watching right now. So let's go ahead and jump on to the releases for this week on DVD and Amazon. So this is a little mix of last week and this week. So Netflix, we got a bunch of stuff on there. Oklahoma City is a documentary about the Oklahoma City bombing. Secret Life of Pets. Did I do this last week? I think I did. I think I had the same list. Wow. All right. My bad. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember.
I don't remember because it was 2 weeks ago. So
I know.
I don't remember.
Like, I have my list, and I was looking at what came out. I'm like, not much came out. Kind of the same stuff. All right, if I talked about this, my bad. 50 Shades Darker is now out on DVD. The Girl with All the Gifts, really popular. Wolves at the Door, which is based on the Manson murders. Documentary on Diamond Dallas Page. Movie called Arsenal. It's like a direct-to-DVD movie with Vinny Chase. Adrian Grenier.
Oh, I was
yeah, from Entourage.
I know that.
Yeah, Vinny Chase from Entourage. He's in an action. Like, it looks like a movie Vinny Chase would make. Would be in. Rings.
Woo!
Yeah. So there's a horror movie that we saw not long ago that we saw on Amazon, streaming on Amazon. No. It's Amazon pay-per-view. Like, you can order it on demand on Amazon. It's this horror movie that made a bunch of top 10 lists called The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yeah.
I heard it was good. We watched it here, and we got freaked out. It was good. It was
good.
Really cool. A lot of people don't like it because they don't like slow burn. They're expecting like big monsters, a lot of visuals, very psychological, really cool.
I thought it was creepy.
Yeah, it's very creepy, very atmospheric, and very intimate and claustrophobic, and I'm all about that. So it's Brian Cox, Mal Hirsch. They play a father-son duo of coroners, and they're examining a body that is found at a home of a mass murder. There's like a bunch of like victims in a house, and they find this body of this girl No name, no identification. She's naked.
And she's in perfect condition.
She's like, yeah, she's perfect, like, looks perfectly fine. Pale skin, eyes are gray, really strange, but she looks perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically they take the body to the coroner and they start investigating, and then weird, creepy things start happening. Pretty much the entire thing is set in this lower level of this mortuary, and it's all in the coroner's office and the coroners of the, you know, their lab and everything. Really, really cool atmospheric movie.
Yeah.
It is exclusively available, literally exclusively available for DVD and Blu-ray combo at Walmart. You can get it for $12 at Walmart only. So I don't know what that deal was, but it officially opens wider, like for purchase, later date, probably a few weeks, I think. But you can pick it up now there, or you can order it on iTunes. So it's a really cool movie. I love it. It's awesome. I saw it and I had to buy it. So
yeah, I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. Definitely check it out. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this week's topic. So this is the first for us. It's something we're going to do once in a while. We'll want to do an episode to celebrate a filmmaker that we really like. So one of my personal heroes. I love this guy. Some people hate him. Some people don't like him. Some people love him. He's got a huge fan base. I'm one of his followers.
His followers?
Yeah, I know. He's got a following.
Like he will lead me into the light, yes.
He will. Mr. Reverend Kevin Smith. Thank you very much, Silent Bob. I love Kevin Smith. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. I love his movies. I like his books. I love his comics. I'm a fan.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. So
yeah, I like Kevin Smith.
We just want to just celebrate Kevin Smith in this episode, talking about his films, our favorites, and you know, maybe a little trivia here and there about behind the scenes stuff. We actually have Chasing Amy on right now on mute. We always watch a movie on mute while we're doing this. Yeah. And we're watching Chasing Amy. We just can't
stand to look at each other.
Yeah, we can. Fuck you. No, it's just, I don't know, it's just a thing, just for ambiance, I guess. Whatever, yeah. Visual ambiance, because we can't play music, that'd be weird.
Right. Then we'd be talking much louder.
And then we have copyright issues behind us, and then,
right.
You know, whatever. But what was the first Kevin Smith movie you ever saw?
Mallrats.
Mallrats. Me too!
No, that's
not... Oh, okay, I was going to say, I don't think
that's not true. It was technically Jersey Girl, but... that movie I did not really pay attention to. That movie just kind of came and went for me.
Yeah.
Mallrats is the first time that I was like, okay, I like this guy. Let's see what else he's done.
Yeah. My first movie was definitely Mallrats. Mm-hmm. I was in high school, and we used to have movie parties at a friend's house, and she had this like really giant den, and there was a huge big screen TV in there, a lot of couches, and just like basically made for movie watching. And I was a movie guy, so I always brought like a big old and this is before DVD. This is like late 90s. Uh-huh. So I'd bring like my backpack would be stuffed with VHSs. And I'd put them all on display right next to the TV and like, what are we watching, guys? And sometimes other people would bring movies too. My old buddy Justin brought a copy of Mallrats. He's like, all right, guys, we got to watch Mallrats. We're watching Mallrats today. I'm like, what's Mallrats? He's like, dude, it's James Silent Bob. It's like the Jersey Trilogy. I'm like, what's that?
You're like, who?
He's like, dude, Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma. The Jersey Trilogy is, well, the three, Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy. Dogma fits into it differently, but yes, part of the Jersey movies. I'm like, all right, I don't know what this is. Anyway, puts on Mallrats and my mind's blown. I thought it's I think I'd never seen anything like it. Thought it was really funny, and it's got one of my favorite things, Batman references.
Oh Lord.
Batman references galore, including one of the coolest looking like helmets I've ever seen, which is a helmet with bat ears. I'm all about that, man.
Yeah, our local theater, they used to do midnight screenings of old movies. Uh-huh. So Natalie was a big fan of Mallrats. Uh-huh. So she really wanted us to go to this midnight screening of Mallrats.
Yeah.
So I went with her and our other friend Megan. Her older sister took us. So that's how we saw it. I saw it on the big screen, and I'm like, this is really cool. I'm enjoying this. This is fun. Yeah.
I would love to see Mallrats on the big screen.
That was the summer between my sophomore year and junior year. So that was kind of my Kevin Smith summer where I watched all of his stuff. And,
nice.
Yeah, really dug into everything that he'd done.
I really got to dig into him when I was working at Hollywood Video in my early 20s.
Oh, yeah?
Because I saw Mallrats, loved it, and eventually got a copy of it on VHS. And I watched it a bunch of times. And then I think I saw Jay and Silent Bob on a whim.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't understand a lot of the things. And they're like, and the same guy that showed me Mallrats, Justin, he was like, dude, you got to watch the Jersey Trilogy. I'm like, okay. I guess I do like this guy. I do like these movies. Like, yeah, Silent Bob, that guy, the guy that doesn't talk. Yeah, he made all these movies. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like Chisagamy's amazing. And I remember one time asking him, I'm like, you know what? What's a good romantic comedy where the guy doesn't get the girl? Chisagami.
Spoiler alert.
Really?
Chasing Amy.
Oh, come on. Everyone's seen Chisagami.
I'm kidding.
Everybody's like, Chisagami. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, he doesn't get the girl. It's really good.
You don't deserve the girl.
I'm like, all right, cool. So not long after that, I'd never gotten around to seeing it, but not long after that, while working at the video store, I had a Kevin Smith and I rented Clerks because I hadn't seen Clerks yet. I picked up Chasing Amy because I hadn't seen that. And I was like, wow, these movies are awesome. These are fucking great. Dogma fell between the cracks. I did see it, but I didn't know it was related to these. I'm like, wait a minute, I have seen this before at some point, but it was after Mallrats.
Yeah.
I didn't put it together for some dumb reason. And I was like, oh, Dogma, cool, all right. Jay and Silent Bob, watch it now. I get it now. I get all the jokes. I know who Banksy is. Or Banksy.
No one knows who Banksy is.
Yeah, no one knows who Banksy is. Like, I know who Banksy is. I know why Holden made the late dating a lesbian joke. I know, I know this, that, and the other. I know who that Brody guy is. Why he owns a comic book store.
Yeah.
Like, I get all of it now. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, and then he's just, I don't know. I like his voice. I like his stuff, and I really, really liked Evening with Kevin Smith.
I have the first two of those, and I really enjoy them. They're
I
a lot of fun.
I too have the first two, and then I also have the third one.
Nice.
Which I showed you. I don't think you haven't seen it, and I showed it to you.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. A lot of fun just listening to him to just tell stories.
So I was at a friend's house after I'd already been a Kevin Smith fan for a few years, and I'd heard about Evening with Kevin Smith, like, oh, he does this Q&A, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to see. But I never saw it anywhere. I never saw it at a video store or anything. There was I don't know, I don't remember what was going on. But anyway, we had to kill some time at my friend's house, and we flipped on the cable, and he's like, watch whatever you want, I don't care, I'm just, watch whatever. So we're killing time, we had a couple hours to kill, I'm just flipping through the channels, and I just see Kevin Smith in the middle, just talking, like, hey, it's Kevin Smith! And he's doing Evening 1. I'm like, oh my god, and I started sitting there and watching it, and it was really long.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, oh, we gotta go. I'm like, oh my god, I want to finish watching this. I'm like, I want to get it.
End.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to see it. I want to see all of it because I saw about an hour of it. I'm like, this is amazing. I want to see the rest of it. And there was a very, very, very short-lived video store that opened up in my hometown in California. I'm in the suburb. If you know me, or if you are from California, Los Angeles in particular, I grew up in Monterey Park, right near Alhambra, Montebello borderline, like, I don't know, somewhere in there. There was this video store right across from J&S, right next to Ardonia's, right at the 60 freeway on Garfield Boulevard and Pomona. There was a video store right there that was short-lived. It was there for like 10 minutes. I forgot what it was called. This guy had a bunch of obscure random movies there. And he had like previously owned stuff. And he's like, I order movies too. I'm like, that's cool, that's cool. I walked in there, I bought my Back to the Future trilogy box set there.
Nice.
And because it was on sale for like $10. I'm like, oh my god, yes. And then he's like, I order movies too. I'm like, really? Can you order Evening with Kevin Smith? And he like looked up, it's like, yeah, $8. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, cool. And, I give him my money and I went and picked it up. And then after that, I asked him, like, are you hiring? He's like, I do need help. I'm like, I'll work here. He's like, do you like movies? I'm like, I fucking love movies. He's like, $5 an hour. And this was, again, like 2001 or something like that, 2002. And He's like $5 an hour. I have to pay you under the table cash. Show me. I'm like, that's fine. I was in college, so I'm like, hey, work part-time work. That's fine.
Right.
$5 an hour was obviously against the law, I think, but it was like, yeah, it's just it's like under the table. You can rent movies, whatever. I'm like, I'm down. He never called me back, and I went to just show up at the store one day, and it was just closed.
Aww.
He was gone. It was empty. I'm like, what the fuck? But
maybe it was all just a beautiful dream you had.
Yeah, but I digress. I digest.
You do that too.
I digress. As I digest. Yeah. So, what is your all-time favorite Kevin Smith movie?
Chasing Amy.
Chasing Amy's your favorite Kevin Smith
Yeah.
movie. It is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking deep.
It is, and I think it's actually pretty mature for him. I think to like, because it's based on loosely on his real relationship at the time, and for him to actually acknowledge in the script how horribly insecure he was, about like how inadequate he felt, I guess, next to her. To like openly acknowledge that, I think is a pretty mature thing to do. You know what I mean? And try to deal with it, try and get a grasp on it. So I enjoy that aspect of it.
When you're a writer, especially a screenwriter, but a writer of any kind, you definitely tend to put some way, shape, or form your personality or some personal stuff in a script. That's how you deal with it. It's therapeutic. And I make horror films. I wasn't chased by zombies as a kid. It scarred me. But basically, I have characters, little tidbits that do have a personality or make it personal for me. Kevin Smith makes, he makes comedies, but he also makes, dramedy, as well. This one was very personal, but also very fictionist. Fiction. Oh my God, I can't say that word. It's fiction.
Yeah.
Fictitious.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't talk right now.
I love, my favorite thing is I love all the monologues in this, especially the ones that Alyssa gets to give. I think they're really well written, and they're really well acted by Joey Lauren Adams. She does a great job, especially at the end when she's finally just telling him, what's what.
Yeah.
And it's sad because you can feel how heartbroken she is that he's just let her down so completely.
Come on, dude. I don't know, how do you jump to the conclusion to sleep with your best friend and your girlfriend,
because
and that would
Holden
make everything all right? Yeah, he's a moron. I'm just wondering how he came to that.
I know.
What was the thought process?
Because he missed the point of the Chasing Amy story.
Yeah, he did.
It does not matter to her their different levels of experiences, he still thinks, no, I gotta be on her level.
I gotta be on her level, yeah.
Yeah, and...
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and Holden is not a likable character to me. I really don't like Holden.
Smith said that, Chasing Amy is not about a man that falls in love with a lesbian. It's about male sexual insecurity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it definitely is, and I fucking identify with that, of course. Growing up fat, you're hopeless romantic, it's just kind of how it is. It gets really heavy, and Smith did deal with a lot of stuff, I guess he felt the same way about her in real life, because his relationship with Joey Lauren Adams did inspire a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
The insecurity part of it, more than anything. Not the lesbian part of it. The lesbian part of it was, you want to tell that story?
That was apparently Scott Mosier, his producer and his friend. He had a crush on a filmmaker named...
Gwen Turner.
Yeah, Gwen Turner.
Yeah.
Who was a lesbian.
Yeah.
And he had a hopeless crush on her, and they were apparently got pretty close and were friends and everything, and nothing ever happened because, this is real life and lesbians are lesbians, Not to say sexuality can't be fluid, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where the lesbian angle came from. Mm-hmm. And another thing I really like about it is that on the surface, Alyssa is kind of like a manic pixie dream girl, especially in the first half,
Huh, yeah.
But she is more than that, you know what I mean? She's not just a male fantasy, and I like that she really gets to have her own voice in this, and,
Yeah.
And I like that she doesn't make apologies for any of the stuff that he tries to, get mad at her about,
Yeah.
She's like, well, what do you expect me to say? This is my life. Those are my choices.
That's what I did then. I'm with you now.
I know. She's like, why can't you just I'm here where I want to be now. I don't understand why this is such a big deal.
He's like, we'll
to
never
you.
be a normal couple.
I know, which is such a stupid line. I'm
It
like, why
is.
not? Because she has a past that you're not comfortable with?
Yeah.
It's not like she was a criminal or anything.
I get it, though. I get it. I mean, no, I'm just, seriously, like, coming from a guy's perspective, it's like, I don't know how to get into this. Especially with my current girlfriend, I don't know how to actually talk about this. And then have you, 5 people listening to us. No, it's just like, I mean, I get the insecurity part. It's like, I don't know, it's not just sexually, I think. I think it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I get it. I understand it. It's intimidating. Like, that's what leads to the insecurity, is the intimidation. Mm-hmm. You know? And, as people get strong, like, she's intimidating. She's got a very strong personality.
Yeah.
And she's like a very, loud person. I don't mean loud as in literally volume. I just mean like, I don't know. She stands out. And she's very strong. Like, I don't know. And it's just like, wow, she's great. And then she's done this, she's done that. Oh, yeah, I can never amount to that. I don't know. It's true. It's funny, but it's true. I mean, I don't know. That's what I think. It's just me, maybe. But I get this insecurity aspect of it, though.
But I like how he acknowledges, too, in the movie that's having that mindset will only hurt you in the end, because Holden really doesn't get what he wants at the end, you know?
Doesn't. Sad.
Yeah, but I think he finally learned his lesson at the very, very end.
Yeah, he figured it out.
But it was a little too late by then.
Yeah. What do you think would have happened if Banky didn't interfere in the relationship?
I think eventually the same thing would have happened.
You think so, eventually?
Because
he would have never found out, though, because of the finger cuffs thing.
The finger
He
cuffs...
dug it up.
Yes, but eventually they would have started talking about...
Oh, you think so?
Yes, I think eventually they would have... Something would have come up about past relationships, because eventually you do talk about that.
Silent Bob says it too. He's like, so right off the bat, I ask about the ex, what you don't do. Yeah, it's true, especially if it's early in a relationship.
It would have come up eventually.
Yeah, it's just like
in my opinion. Yeah.
Like long-term relationship, like us, for example, we can talk about that because long-term and blah blah blah. But like you're still new. It's like you start hearing stories. You're like, oh no. But yeah, I mean, I do love this movie. I love Hooper X.
I love Hooper. He's great.
I love, like, he's just really funny. I like that part where he's with Ben Affleck in that comic book store, or the record store. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you Hooper X? It's like, what's up, little G? Like, he goes all straight for a moment. Boy. Like, see that white man? He the devil. Never take your eye off the white man. Assalamu alaikum. Word is bond. Love that. Yeah. So funny. So funny. That's great. What's your favorite part of Chasing Amy?
My favorite part?
Yeah.
Probably her monologue at the end. Oh, when she leaves him.
So heavy, dude.
It's I know, but she's so good when she does it. Yeah. She's so good, and I love everything she says, everything she hits him with.
Yeah, the acting is really good in this movie.
Oh,
it's very authentic.
It is.
It's very authentic. It's really good.
It's really good.
And yeah, it's hardcore, man. It's a good movie. It's not the most popular movie that I want to talk about, but I want to talk about Red State.
Because that's your favorite?
No, Mallrats is my favorite. Chasing Amy has a very, very strong second, but I would say strong third would be Red State.
Okay.
Which I mean, it's hard, man, because I love Dogma. Dogma's really fun, really cool, really smart. I think it's the smartest movie, is Dogma.
Dogma I really
There's
like.
There's a lot that goes into that movie.
Dogma, and I can now blame this on Harvey Weinstein. The thing that holds me back from loving Dogma is I really can't stand, not that I don't love Dogma, the thing that holds it back from it being like my favorite, I cannot stand the lead actress.
Linda Fiorentino?
Yeah.
Fiorentino, whatever her name is, for Men in Black.
Yeah, and I know she had problems with a lot of people she worked with, including Kevin Smith.
And Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black.
And Tommy Lee Jones, yeah.
Which is why she was in Men in Black, too.
Yeah, but I find her incredibly off-putting.
Yeah.
There's nothing about her that makes the character sympathetic to me. I just find her obnoxious through the whole thing. The rest of the cast is great. But her, I'm like, God, just shut up. So and that's Harvey Weinstein's fault. I feel like if Joey Lauren Adams had been allowed to play her, I would have liked her better, and I would have liked the movie better.
So if you know about Kevin Smith's background, he started up with the same people they worked with for a long time. Scott Mosier is his go-to producer. His DP, Dave Klein, Jerry Lauren Adams. I mean, he met her on Mallrats, so she wanted her to be in everything.
Of course, his friends.
Affleck, yeah, he keeps them close.
Around, yeah.
So when Mallrats didn't perform well, it bombed at the box office because it was ahead of its time. I think, you know, it didn't. Its audience.
I don't know about that.
I think so because now everyone's into being a comic geek and everything. So I think.
Well, that's true.
And they thought it was going to be a big hit because they screened it at Comic-Con.
Right.
That's the audience. So like this movie, and Harvey Weinstein was like, "This." I'm sorry, I saw the lesbian cake or the chick cake.
The marketing was not great for it either.
Yeah. So and I mean, they screened it at Comic-Con. So like that's the audience. So like this movie's going to kill, but it just didn't do well mainstream.
Yeah.
And. You know, so it bombed and eventually found its audience on the video market. It's got a huge cult following now. Smith in general has a cult following.
And as we've just demonstrated, it's a great gateway movie into his world. Because it's a pretty broad movie. It's easy to slide into.
Which is why I guess they thought it was like, oh, this is broad. Everyone can identify with this.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely for comic geeks, but it is a broader range.
Yeah.
Chasing Amy's much broader because I guess it's a relationship movie.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like a romantic comedy. So it's got
it is, but it's heavier than your typical rom-com because I normally hate rom-coms, but this one actually has something to say.
Yeah.
It's not just boy meets girl, boy does something stupid, girl gets mad, they end up together.
So what happens is, I guess Kevin left Universal because his Mallrats is made at Universal. Went back to Harvey Weinstein. He's like, I want to make this movie Chasing Amy, and he's like, I want to do it. I want to do it for 200 grand or whatever. He ends up getting 250 grand for it, which is not much. It was a struggle to make. They make it. It does decently at Sundance, and there's a meeting that happens a little too quickly where Smith's like, all right, I'm ready. You know, we got to do Dogma. We got to do Dogma now. You know, we need...
Right, because he already had that script.
They're like, all right, we're going to give you $6 million. They end up doing the movie for 10. He's like, we're going to give you $6 million to make Dogma, but Dave Klein cannot be your DP and Joey Lauren Adams cannot be your lead.
Yeah, which sucks.
Which is really hard because Mallrats failed and Chasing Amy was still at Sundance. This was at Sundance, so it was before Chasing Amy became this gigantic hit.
Yeah, and of course the coroner from Men in Black
had so much going on. Yeah,
she was the breakout star of that movie. Come on.
Yeah, so he has to, you know, Scott Mosier's got to tell Dave Klein he's not going to shoot it, and Kevin Smith has to tell his, at the time, girlfriend that she can't star in the next movie.
Yeah, and after he'd already told her.
Yeah, and not much long after they broke up.
See, I would have thought immediately after. Like, he says that, and she's like, bye.
I'm sure she was understanding to a point because it was not his fault.
That's true, but still, that'd be hard.
At the same time, it's like, well, take your movie elsewhere, you know?
Right.
But, I don't know. I don't know. You're a rock and a hard place, man. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Your dream or your current girlfriend. I mean,
right.
It's like, I don't know. That's hard, you know?
Oh, is it?
Well, you're more than that. You're the mother of my child. So there's something else going on there. So, obviously my dream.
I knew it.
But, yeah, that's tough, man. It's really hard. So who knows what would have happened if... I mean, I'm sure it would have been great with Joe Lauren Adams playing the lead in that. But yeah, I think, getting back on topic, Dogma, I think is the smartest movie. Mm-hmm. I think there's so much into it. It's witty as fuck. It's really cool. Great. Just great. 37. Sorry, I had to work that in. So real quick, I'm going to talk about Red State, then we'll jump back into what we love about Smith in general.
Okay.
So I'll go through Red State real quick. So Red State, do you know the origins of Red State? How it all started? Why he made it and what happened?
Probably because he had an encounter with the Westboro Baptist Church.
He didn't have an encounter, but here's what happened. His friend Malcolm Ingram is a bear in the gay community. You know, just those big guys, big hairy guys. He's a bear. He made a documentary called, was it Gay Bar USA or something like that? Or I forgot what it's called. He made a documentary about gay bars or something like that, or just like the bear movement, this other stuff. Gay Bar USA. I forgot what it was called exactly. But anyway, he said he had interviewed Phelps, the preacher, the man behind the Westboro Baptist Church. He said he got a couple hours of footage of interviewing him. And Smith obviously heard. Everyone knows who Frederick Phelps is. Like, dude's out of his mind. And so what ends up happening is he sees the footage, and like, if you know anything about Frederick Phelps, he hates
Everyone.
everything and everyone.
Basically.
They protest funerals for gay people, like fags should go to hell, fags should die. Like really messed up stuff.
When I saw Kevin Smith doing a Q&A in Kansas City, they were there. And
That's right.
This was my first time hearing about them, and I remember being confused and freaked out because these signs made no sense. It was just random hatred toward anything they could think of.
Yeah.
And it was really unfocused. I'm like, I feel like you guys don't really know what you're angry about.
Yeah. Thank God for dead soldiers.
That you're angry about everything. It's really weird stuff.
Yeah.
One of them got on the elevator with us.
You remember you told me.
She didn't say anything to us. We didn't say anything to her.
She turned around. She's like, "Good evening."
Well, she's just kind of looking down with her sign, and I'm thinking, lady, what the hell is your guys' problem? So they were outside, and I'm freaked out because I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they're capable
if there's pipe bombs in the theater.
Exactly. I'm sitting there, I'm like, is there good security around this place? And who are these freaks outside?
Yeah. So when it's happening, he sees this footage. He's like, oh my God, this is haunting. This guy's fucking out of his mind. He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, this is like a villain in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Malcolm, you should write a movie about him. He's like, no, I'm not interested. You should write a movie. You could write a movie about him. That's not my thing. He's like, all right. So he just started getting the idea together about a Frederick Phelps like entity as a villain. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it started. Then the movie just blew up from there. It was about three kids thinking they're gonna bang an older woman and a gangbang or whatever, and it was just a trap. They get lured to the 5 Points Trinity Church or something like that, or the 5 Points Church. And the 5 Points are basically hardcore Bible thumpers. They believe same kind of things that Phelps does. Because the main character, his name is Cooper, Aben Cooper. He is basically modeled after Phelps, just darker and murderous. And yeah, they get a guy that's apparently gay. They have him saran wrap to a cross, and then they blow his head off. It's like, what the hell? And it gets really dark. It's really intense, and it's like three different movies. It's like 3 acts, literally. There's first act, which is the kids. Second act, the kids stuck in the church with all these crazy people that are homicidal, and then the third act, which is the siege. ATF guys doing a siege outside the church and a big gunfight. It's like crazy, and it's edgy, it's raw, it's handheld. There's no music in that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like really raw and handheld, and it's awesome. John Goodman is great as the ATF agent Joe Keenan. I don't know, John Goodman in anything is awesome, but I just particularly, for some reason, liked him in this, because his character, yes, he's an ATF agent, but there's something Kevin Smith about it, the character. There's snarkiness and shit.
Yeah.
There's a great exchange between him and Kevin Pollak when they first get to the church. And they see this gigantic cross in front of the 5 Points Church. They're saying, well, how much a cross like that cost? John Goodman says, $1 or common sense. I love that line. That's probably my second favorite line of the movie. First favorite line of the movie is just, the gunfight starts. Goodman calls the ATF agency. It's like, oh, there's going on. We're under heavy fire. You said this was going to be a simple in and out, sir. Simple just shit itself. I don't know why. I love that line. I don't know why. But the movie, I don't know, just, it's not perfect. There are flaws, especially because you don't know who to root for and who to follow, because you're not with the character long enough.
That's true.
That's probably that's a problem with it, I guess. Is the kids are in it to an extent, then they're suddenly not in it.
They start out as the leads, but then they kind of just fall away.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a lead there, it's probably Aben Cooper.
Yeah.
The preacher, the evil preacher. I mean, he's basically the main character. John Goodman would fall in second because the movie very much becomes about him.
Eventually it does, yeah.
So, I don't know. It jumps around a lot, but I just think it was just, I don't know. It's just something about it. It's a very original, raw thriller. And I like it, man. I just think it's really well made. Just good. And a lot of people don't like it.
I like it, but I got some problems with it, yeah. one, what you were talking about, kind of the structure of it, it feels like it jumps around a lot that I can't really, I feel like I don't really dig into it as much because it's constantly jumping perspectives and well, and not so much that is a problem, but it just starts out as one thing and then it kind of becomes another and then it becomes a third thing.
And then it's just kind of over.
Yeah, and I know Smith movies are very dialogue heavy, and that's fine. But
that's the weird thing. The last act of this movie is all gunfight. There's like dialogue sprinkled in between.
Well, until that long, we didn't have the budget to film this, so let me wrap this up in a monologue thing at the very end. But like the first scene with John Goodman, it's just like a 10-minute one-sided phone conversation.
Yeah. Where
he just exposition dumps on you. And I'm like, this works because it's John Goodman, and I will literally watch him read the phone book.
Yeah.
But
I would.
Couldn't you have at least showed the other guy cut back and forth something? Could you not afford one more actor?
Maybe that's what happened to Ray Vecchio.
Oh, David Marciano?
Yeah.
Maybe, because he's supposedly in this, and I looked, and I did not see him anywhere.
If you're not sure, we're talking about Tabitha's obsession of Due South.
Yes.
The original Ray, the cop.
He's supposedly in Red State. I didn't see him.
It's on his IMDb.
It is. And we double-checked.
As Agent something, right?
Agent something. And we double-checked. We're like, is it the same Red State? Maybe there's another Red State.
Guy?
I looked,
we looked at all the SWAT guys. I watched it with you.
I'm looking under the helmets. I'm like, I don't see him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's stuff.
I went on set and lifted their helmets. It wasn't him.
Right. I went there personally. I said, everyone take your helmets off. So that part I didn't like. And that, I know that line you said, simple just shit itself.
Yes.
You like that line. But that's another part. Here's a gunfight. Let me stop for 5 minutes and have another one-sided phone conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, dudes, come on. We were in the middle of something. But the parts where the dialogue works is, what's the actor's name who plays Cooper?
Michael Parks.
Yes, is when he's doing his, like, sermon.
Yeah.
His monologues, because he's
that was
great.
A great moment. I mean, it apparently Smith said at Sundance when he screened it originally, it was about 8 minutes. He cut it down to, like, 5 and change.
He is great. I love John Goodman, but I think Michael Parks is, like, the saving grace of the movie.
Michael Parks is amazing in Smith knows how to use him. Tarantino and Smith know how to use him extremely well. Because, say what you will about Tusk, he's really good in it.
I like Tusk. I will defend.
Is really good in Tusk.
I will defend Tusk. I understand why people wouldn't like it. I totally do. But I have fun watching Tusk.
It is wacky. My issue with Tusk is, I really like Johnny Depp, but his character just doesn't work in the movie.
No.
I think that's what kind of ruined it. It's kind of funny and cheesy and stupid, but then it's like, okay, I'm getting tired of it now.
And it goes on forever.
Because the thing is, the movie was like Misery. And it's like crazy. It's like he keeps this guy hostage. He'd surgically transform him into a fucking walrus. That's insane. And he tries to feed him fish, and it's crazy as shit. Give me that. But then it just takes a left turn with like, now I'm going to hunt the guy that caused the walrus. Like, it's just really weird.
It really lost me. Tusk did when Michael Parks put on the walrus costume and wanted to fight him.
Body slamming each other.
And I'm like, okay, I think I'm done now. But before that, no, the first half is really, really good. That build up.
Yeah.
When he drugs him and he just takes his legs and he can't move.
Yeah. That's really good.
It's really well done. Then it just gets a little too wacky in the second half.
Yeah, like if it would have kept that same serious tone, I think it would have been different and much better. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just.
Tusk is far from perfect. Yeah, but I enjoyed it.
It's so cool though. Yoga Hoosers, I really can't.
Yoga Hosers sucked. I'm sorry.
It's not that. It's an inside. It's all inside jokes. Smith just wanted to make it. Moose Jaws sounds like it's going to be great.
The Moose Jaws sounds interesting.
It's Jaws with the moose.
I'll say this for Yoga Hosers. I thought the girls did fine.
The girls are funny.
I think as far as nepotism goes, I would rather watch them than, say, Jaden Smith.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So
at least there's one Smith child that can act.
Right?
Or be halfway decent.
Be halfway decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus Johnny Depp's daughter looks like my sister. And that
does.
weirded me out. The whole time I'm watching that movie, I'm like,
and she's really funny.
So much like Evelyn.
Like, she's got the makings of a star.
Yeah.
Like, Harley Quinn Smith, I think she's really cool. She's sweet. I don't see her being as versatile, but granted, this is the only thing I've seen her in, obviously. But Johnny Depp's daughter just seems like she could be very versatile and do a lot of different things.
I don't know. That's the only thing I've seen her.
I know it's the only thing I've seen her in too, but for some reason I got more of an impression of her.
Oh, really?
Like I don't know what it was. Something about her delivery. For lines.
Maybe we'll see.
I think she can do more. We'll see. I don't know.
Maybe she will. Let's find out. I guess. But other than that, Yoga Hosers was bad and awful, and I think I laughed a couple of times. But other than that, I'm like, this is unfocused and unfunny and just wow.
Yeah. I'm actually down with Jersey Girl.
I don't think Jersey Girl's bad.
I think it gets a really bad rep. And yeah, it does get really, really cheesy with like Ben Affleck. Like, I hate to make it to my daughter's recital. I'm gonna run there.
Right.
You know, like I know it gets really hallmarky, but it's still a sweet movie, man.
No, it is. It's not a bad movie. I just thought it was really mediocre. I guess
it is. It is. I mean, it's not his best.
I'm just like, there are other movies like this I could be watching that are better.
Yeah, I liked. I liked it. I did enjoy it. I'm slightly biased, but I did enjoy it.
The best part about
George
it is the commentary tracks, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the commentary tracks are great on her.
So Jay was supposed to originally be the Jason Biggs character, Ben Affleck's assistant.
But he was in the depths of his of his worst addiction at that time.
Yeah. But I think it's cool. I mean, No,
Jersey Girl is fine. Yeah. Of course, that's the only Kevin Smith movie my mom likes.
My mom too.
Of course.
My mom too. It's a
mom movie.
It's cute.
Yeah, exactly.
Bella, my niece, really likes it.
Aw.
Because she is very spunky, kind of like Gertrude.
Oh yeah.
That's why I call you that, by the way.
Oh,
There's
really?
a part where, like, that really intense part where, or not intense, but like, where I guess she's getting mad and yelling at Ben Affleck, and he yells at her, and she's like, blah, 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 I'm not moving to New York. I'm not moving to the big stupid city. He's like, don't you yell at me, Gertrude. And she's like, I wish you died instead of mommy. He's like, I hate you right back, you little shit. You and your mom took my life away. I just want it back.
Oh, yeah, I remember that part.
Really heavy. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I remember the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh. And I know, I don't know. It's some people are like, well, that's dumb. And other people are like, well, good. She's being a little brat. She moves where you want her to move, you know?
You should not say that to a little kid. Jeez.
Obviously, but some people didn't feel that was like, good.
Good. You tell her how much she ruined your life.
Yeah, exactly.
By her mere existence.
Yeah. But, you've never met Smith?
No, I've never met him.
Yeah,
No.
I've been fortunate enough to meet him 3 times.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
3 times.
Yes. 3 times.
Were you like, I'm you, but stronger?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I think I really like his podcast and his... the dude's very motivational. He says a lot of inspiring shit. Mm-hmm. Like, one thing he used a Wayne Gretzky quote because he's hardcore into hockey and stuff. He said, Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't make.
Okay.
Yeah, which means, like, if you don't ever take a shot, you're never going to get anywhere.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, it's true. He's like, we live in a world of why. Why this? Why that? Why can't we live in a world of why not? Mm-hmm. I just like that. I don't know. He says so many things that just struck a chord with me. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, every time I hear he gets passionate, it just inspires me. Mm-hmm. Like, every time I hear him talk or I hear something new or read an article with him, after I just want to be, man, I got to write something. I got to do something. And I don't know. He just, like, he's just an inspiring figure to me. No,
he is. He definitely is. Because, I mean, he's a guy who didn't really come from much, and he made Clerks on, like, nothing. And that kind of snowballed, and he made it work for himself.
Yeah, and he puts himself out there so much that you feel like, I know a lot of people feel this way, and it sounds fucking psychotic, but it's like I know him. You know, like, because, like, he puts himself out there so much and talks about himself so much, shares his personal details. It's like, I feel like you kind of know him a little bit, like, from that social standpoint. It's like a pen pal.
Yeah.
You know, someone you've never met and know personally, but you know a lot about them. So it's like, because he talks so much about his personal life, and his book, Silent Bob Speaks, very much details, intimate details of his life. He always talks about having sex with his wife, Jen Schwalbach, and what he eats in the morning, and feeding his dogs, and this, that, and the other. Like, he's very detailed. I'm like, wow, I know what it's like in the day of Kevin Smith, and I'd like that life too. You know, it's really funny and weird, but yeah, just I don't know. He's very original, or was, and I don't know.
Or was?
Well, some people say he lost it. I don't think he did. I think he's in a
Tusk
different...
was original.
He's in a different mindset. He's
not
in a different
really.
place.
Tusk is just basically kind of the human side.
He was making stuff that was personal. His stuff now isn't so much as personal. Like, it does come from the heart. Mm-hmm. Like, he does make stuff that he does have put his heart in it. But now he's just making stuff up. He's like, now I can make the movies I want to see. There's no risk anymore.
Well, he is also much more, from what I understand, much more of a stoner now.
Well, he was never a stoner until a few years ago. Until Zack and Mary Make a Porno.
Well, there you go.
Blame Seth Rogen.
And then he... Oh, I don't find that hard to believe.
He said, yes.
And then he's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Little sausage Nazis. Little Nazi brats. Attacking my daughter. That's funny shit, right?
Yeah. He's like stoned at the time he does podcasts now, and he's so funny. He gets in a giggle fits. It's hilarious. You never saw Cop Out either, right?
No.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's the thing. Cop Out, Kevin Smith didn't write it, so you can't blame him for that. And there are things about it that are kind of cool. If it came out in the 80s, it would have been a much better movie. I went into it with, like, mixed expectations, because I was like, it's a Smith movie, but I heard it's bad. Mm-hmm. But it's a Smith movie, so I gotta go see it. Because it's a Smith movie. And, it's got, like... It's got his, like, snarkiness in it, like his personality, like the witty sarcasm bit. Yeah. It's got that vibe in it. But it's a buddy cop movie, but it's in the wrong time period. It feels like it could have came out in the 80s. Even the music is like, feels like a nod to Beverly Hills Cop. Right. So, I think if he would have rewritten it, it would have been better. And I think if Bruce Willis wasn't such a tool and so difficult to work with, that story's infamous. He
told that story, or he told a story about him when I went to see him.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories about Bruce Willis, about him being a tool, which sucks because I like Bruce Willis. Kind of blows. Yeah. But I am excited to see him break the third movie in the, I guess, Unbreakable universe. Oh yeah. Because he's coming back for that. I'm really excited about that. But anyway, that's off topic. Let's see. Well, we're running low on time here. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think Kevin Smith is just a really great writer, a great filmmaker. Yeah. When he wants to be. I agree. He downplays himself quite a bit, but watch Red State, man. He's got style. It's still got stuff in there.
He definitely has grown as a director, a visual director, I think.
Dude, he's directing like TV, and it's awesome. He's done 2 episodes of The Flash.
And Supergirl, right?
2 episodes of The Flash, 2 episodes of Supergirl. Or 1 episode of Supergirl. No, he's done 2. 2 episodes of Supergirl, I think, and then 2 episodes of The Goldbergs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I loved this episode of The Goldbergs. I thought it was great. And the thing is that Goldbergs is very much fitted for him. Yeah. It's perfect for him. And I never really watched the show. I've caught glimpses of episodes. I'm like, this show's actually funny.
All you 80s kids think you're the most specialist generation.
You're just jealous, you millennial.
I'm just saying, like, oh, the 80s, man. Grew up in the 80s.
Well, the episode he directed is nostalgic for me because it's about when Batman came out in '89, and that's the first movie I ever saw on the big screen. That's my all-time favorite movie. So it's kind of like, wow, that's cool. What a time to be alive. Moon pies. What a time to be alive. So I don't know. I think it's wicked cool. But yeah, it's just tailor fit for him. I'm excited to see what he's got in the future. I mean, I know he's got some other random movies he wants to make. I hope he does something like Red State again, because I just love that thriller that he made. The original ending was fucking bonkers, man. It's supposed to end with the apocalypse.
Yeah, but he didn't have the budget to do it.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to Jane Silent Bob reboot. Yeah. I think that's going to be really fun. Yeah. It's going to be really, really fun. I don't know, he's got more TV stuff, and I don't know, we got to see...
Moose Jaws.
What comes out? Yeah, Moose Jaws is somewhere in the works. I don't know. Jane Silent Bob reboot is next. That's definitely next on the list. Okay. So, I feel like I feel like there's so much we can talk about it. We could really dive into the View Askew universe and just.
I could. Yeah.
Talk about.
I will say that summer, my summer of Kevin Smith, it's the same summer Clerks 2 came out. Yeah. And Natalie's mom took us to go see that one day in the afternoon. And it was really cool. But I remember we had to leave the theater at one point because there was a tornado warning. Oh, shit. So they're like, yeah, we gotta move you guys to this corner over here. So we had to wait for a little bit before we could watch the movie.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, we went and saw that, and Natalie and I were very pleased. I'm not sure how her mother felt about it. I genuinely don't remember.
Clerks 2 is definitely really witty.
Mm-hmm.
It's missing that customer service angle. That's what it was really missing.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the intimate stories were fine, but like, I don't know. There's one part where they're supposed to be like swamped at
but
movies.
There's barely
but there's like
anybody
three
in there.
people
Right.
there. I'm like, dude, you gotta line out the door. You know, like, come on, bring in some more extras. You know?
I like Clerks 2 a lot. I thought the ending at the jail.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good, but I thought it was a little too heavy-handed. Like,
I can see
Randall's speech went on just a little too long.
I could kind of see that, but I think
it
was
still
good,
worked.
Yeah,
It still worked,
fine.
but I'm like, you could have stopped like 5 lines ago, and this would have been.
I think the only thing missing was like just the corporate aspect, man. You've worked for a corporate.
Yeah.
I've worked for a corporate where you have to wear uniforms, where they tell you there's procedures for everything. There's a way to clean. There's a way to do this. There's a way to do that. There's a way to wipe your ass when you're at work. There's a way, no time to lean, time to clean. That kind of shit. Like, I mean, that's what it was missing.
Yeah, well,
I wanted
he's
more
in a
of that.
different place in his life too.
Yes, I get that.
I mean, he's thinking more along when he's in his 30s. You're thinking more along like your personal life. When you're in your 20s, you're going to be much more annoyed by working your crappy dead-end job with the stupid customers, you know?
And you know what? I get that.
Uh-huh.
But I just think that was the thing the movie was missing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
More of the customers, more of the difficult customer shit.
I agree.
It needed more of that. Didn't have to have a ton of it. Didn't have to be nothing but that. But I just wanted more of it. I just didn't feel that was enough. I felt that was the one thing that was really missing from that movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I still like it. I still love it. It's
fun.
I
enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on Mr. Kevin Smith?
He can be hit or miss, but I think he hits more often than he misses.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar with his work, I would check some of it out.
See what you will about him, but he is a pioneer of indie filmmaking. I think.
Oh, definitely.
He's definitely part of that movement in the 90s.
And he's one of the ones that's still around, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of these indie kind of flashes in the pan in the early 90s and weren't able to really sustain themselves for this or that reason. But he's really got some longevity. You got to give him that.
Yeah,
so.
no, I definitely do. I think he's very prophetic.
I'm not prophetic. You're prophetic.
No, I really, man. I think he's had an original voice. I think he still can if he really wants to. He's in a different place now. He's in a higher place. But I'm just curious to see what he wants, what he does next. I mean, I just like listening to him talk. I mean, at this point, I listen to his podcast.
It is great to hear him just tell stories.
I just love it. He is a great storyteller.
He really is.
And for a while
is.
he was going to quit filmmaking. He's like, I'm just going to do it on the podcast. I can tell stories there. And it's great. So to hear him weekly with new stories and spin yarns and just talk shit, it's really fun to listen to.
Comic Book Man is fun too.
I love Comic Book Man, his TV show. It's so great. Geeking Out, his other series with...
oh, yeah.
What's his name? What's that dude's name?
It's Grunberg, right?
Greg Grunberg.
Yeah.
Sorry, brain farted. That's a fun show too. Like, I don't know, the dude's living the dream, man. He's got so much going for him. He's more of a personality now than a filmmaker at this point.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I still like his movies, and I still look forward to them. So, and he inspired me. Like, I wouldn't have gotten into filmmaking if... I mean, I wouldn't say I solely would not because of him, without him. But in my journey of just trying to make movies and making movies and continuing to make movies and even now still writing movies, like, I don't know, his body of work, his words, his passion, his way of looking at things, I don't know, like it helps. It assists me in like my journey. So, I feel indebted to him for that. And like, I want that kind of, I mean, I could only, a dream is to have that kind of career where you get to, make movies and write comics and hang out with people that you dreamed of. I mean, dude, the guy's living a dream. He got to bong saber battle Mark Hamill. Like, dude, That is the dream. You know? Or one of them.
You sound just like him when you talk like that.
Well, I'm not trying to.
No, I know, but you get that high inflection at the end of a sentence like he does sometimes. No, I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm just saying.
You're just trying to be
No, I'm just saying sometimes you do sound like him. You remind me of him in the way you talk.
Well, if I do it, it's subconsciously. Like, it's not on purpose, believe me.
No, I'm not saying. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's fine. I take it as kind of a compliment. Our second date, you said I reminded you of Kevin Smith.
You totally do.
And it was before, like, we'd really known each other. It was our second date, you know? So, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd say you remind me of Jen Schwalbach, but I think you'd backhand me if I told you that.
I don't hate her or anything.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well, it's kind of weird because,
like
like, I'm like, you know, kind of the fat dude, and you're like really hot and like skinny. So it's like, you know.
I'm not skinny right now.
Well, because you have a baby in you. But like, I don't know. When we sat next to each other, we looked like the number 10. So, you know. But anyway, well, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for our Kevin Smith director's profile episode. We're going to do this once in a while with other filmmakers. We just talk about our favorite movies of theirs and what they mean to us and yada, yada, yada. So thank you so much for listening. We definitely want to get you guys a little more involved in the shows. I want to try to be a little more active on our Facebook posts. Maybe we'll use this for example. What should we do a show about? What should we talk about? What topics should we address? The rating system, the MPAA, the horror, action, blockbusters, indie cinema. What should we talk about? Is there a filmmaker we should talk about? Is there an actor? There are some really cool ideas for stuff that we have planned for future episodes. We're still going to talk about what we're doing next week. Actually, let's go ahead and bring that up since we're at the end of the show. I will not be in town next week. I will be in Los Angeles. Surprising my mother for Mother's Day. So by the time this airs, I will be in LA. And I'm also going to do some business in regards to the screenplay I'm writing. So, good stuff. But never fear, there will be an episode, right? I think.
Hopefully.
Right.
We're not 100%.
So we're hoping to do an episode. I will not be present, but we may have a guest host.
Yes.
Co-host with Tabitha.
Yes.
Who is as equally as knowledgeable about movies.
Yes, she is. Rest assured.
She likes the movies. She likes the cinema. But yeah, I want to do them, and I want to get some more other people on the show to join us too, because we actually had an amazing conversation about a week ago that we should have been an episode.
Yeah.
We talked about movies and a bunch of movie politics and stuff, and man, it was awesome. Like, dude, we should have recorded this. I said it in the middle of the episode. I'm like, this person should be a potential co-host with us. Possible. We don't know. I don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Same time next week, hopefully. And I'm Mondo.
I'm Tabitha.
And please, Cinetroverts, stay home where it's safe. All right, guys, thanks so much. See you next week.
Bye.